every day. Every day. 3 minutes of pain. Now, you might be asking yourself, why do I torture myself so much? And I'm going to show you right here. Watch this. See, I actually have a broken wrist. It's been broken for decades, many years. Watch. Right there, right there. Look at that. That little piece right there. So because of that broken wrist, with my short irons, when I'm up here, the club wants to do this because my wrist wants to bend this way. It doesn't want to go that way because that actually hurts. So with the short irons, you get across like this and you come in and I start pushing everything to the right. And with the longer clubs, same thing will happen, except it'll come way from the inside and then you flip the hands too much and you start duck hooking the ball. And when I'm under pressure situations, tournament, whatever, or cold weather, nighttime in February, it's gonna be cool, it gets even worse. So I've got to do a lot of things in preparation for that. Still, even with that, you can play golf if you take care of yourself. People wonder what I do to stay fit. You're looking at it. We're a little warmed up, a little more warmed up. Come on. One of the big questions was, does my back get sore when I do that swing speed training? And no, and that's because I do all this stuff to keep it loose and limber and inflammation free. Ice bath, exercise, heat, warm, cold, warm, stretch. First I get the calf muscles. If your calves are too tight, it's gonna put strain on your lower back. It's just pulling. You don't want your muscles to be tight and pulling on your joints. It will hurt. So I stretch out the calves with the wall stretch where I put my heel as close to the wall and I really just try to arch it in and get a good stretch on my calf. Do that both sides a few times. Then I switch over to my hip flexors, my psoas muscles, and I try to stretch those out as much as possible. Then I top it off with some hamstring stretches to really get the super flexible leg muscles, hamstrings, all that stuff leads to tight lower back. If you get that stretched out and really work on that, you're gonna have much better mobility and freedom when it comes to your back, especially. Do this little guy too. Just try to get those hips nice and loosed up. This stretch is good for a lot of things other than golf. Oh, that's hard. Right in there. One of the things I found is that no matter how much you do, if you eat horribly, you're just gonna put all that inflammation back into your body. So do your research of what foods are best for decreasing body inflammation. I've done my research. You do yours. This is a garbanzo burger. They're pretty good. And most of us start our day off with some coffee. I do too. I don't put anything in it. It's black. If you put cream and sugar in there, it's just sugar and sugar. It's not gonna work out for you. You're gonna lose a lot of you, is what I'm saying. Can't wait for the Masters. God, I drink this, use this cup every day. Look at these guys. Chilling in my yard. Let's just say, for the most part, I do all my own editing. Driver review video coming. Go. Part of my daily training routine is now including practicing for the Good two-man scramble tournament. So that's gonna be my setup. It's gonna be at grass clippings. So training is paramount because George and Wesley Bryant are the Bryan brothers are playing. So we got a PGA Tour winner gonna be in that deal. And I'm not going there to be a goofball. I'm going there, my partner and I are going, we're going to win, not to just show up. So this is the course scorecard. They're gonna rearrange some holes, but for the most part, I think this is what we're going with. We got 130, 166, 98, 108, 126, 125, 153, 140, 161. I'm just kind of getting a good visual, like what clubs I'm gonna need to practice. My partner can drive pretty much those par 4s and 5s, so we're good there. So first things first, we're just gonna warm up pitching wedge, 120-yard shots. So not full, just 3/4. Target practice. So for me, the key things I'm working on is a good, solid just setup. Want to be comfortable. I have a tendency to get my hands too far back, so I'm just trying to keep them pretty middle. And then as I take it back, I'm trying not to do this, but just fire in with this back knee first, and then have a pretty solid left side as I'm hitting through, okay? And then I'm trying to hit the center of the club face with the ball. So I'm just doing the 40 shot drill, what I like to call 40 shots from 120, I do 40 shots. I go add 20 yards, I do 140, I do 40 shots. 160, 40 shots. 180, 40 shots. What's frustrating is that no matter how perfect I take it back every single time, if my hand up here, the broken one, does this at all, just a fraction, look at that. When you come down, it's way inside. So I'm either way inside and I push it, or I flip it, it goes left, or I hold on and it goes even farther right. So it doesn't matter, even so hard I work, I've got to feel at the top just this, which is painful. My number one goal is this. I want to start that ball exactly at my target every single time. I don't want it to really start to the right or to the left. I want to know exactly where it starts. If it draws, great, I can make adjustments. If it fades, fantastic, I can make adjustments to where I aim. But I always want it to start where I'm looking or where I'm aiming, because then I can adjust to that. If it's always starting a little right of it or a little left, that's hard to gauge out in reality land. Typically, the ball starts the direction in which my backswing goes. So if I take it too far inside, then the ball is going to start to the right. If I take it too far out here, I typically start it way left. I'm always trying to start my backswing straight back. That way I can start it right where I'm aiming. Oh, hit the flag stick. It's perfect. And it's more painful in the winter time than the nice warm summertime. That's why I'm really focused on that body motion, because if I do the body motion, I don't have to do anything with my hand and wrist. I just leave it there and it will be in a good position. But my wrist, no matter how hard I work the body, it wants to do that because it's trying to avoid the painful part of it. A lot of people always ask, what do you work on when you're hitting the ball? Like, what are you practicing? Every time I practice, I work on one thing. So always alignment, that doesn't count as the one thing. So I just set up, line, got everything good. Takeaway, that doesn't even count either. That's just takeaway. In the swing, right now I'm working on just a firm left side. Firm left leg every time. I don't want to be all bent down with that left leg because it creates a lot of inconsistency in where you hit it. So if you can get that knee straight, then you could really post up on that left side and have more consistency where the ball goes. It's in the water again.